Q8703. Fuel is moved overboard in most fuel jettison systems by A. Boost pumps, B. Gravity, C. Gravity and engine-driven fuel pumps. The correct answer is A. In a fuel jettison system, the transfer of fuel overboard is achieved through the use of boost pumps that are specifically located within the fuel tanks. These boost pumps provide the necessary pressure to move the fuel from the tanks to the jettison system, allowing it to be safely and efficiently discharged from the aircraft. Q8704. Fuel jettisoning past the limits prescribed by federal aviation regulations is usually prevented by A. Closely monitoring the fuel quantity and turning off the fuel dump switches, B. Dump limit valves or a low-level circuit, C. Standpipes in the fuel tanks. The correct answer is B. Federal aviation regulations, FARs, prescribe specific limits on the amount of fuel that can be jettisoned from an aircraft in order to ensure safety and prevent damage to the environment. Fuel jettisoning past these limits is usually prevented by dump limit valves or a low-level circuit. Dump limit valves are designed to restrict the flow of fuel once a certain limit is reached, while a low-level circuit can automatically shut off the fuel jettison system once the fuel level in the tanks reaches a certain point. By limiting the amount of fuel that can be jettisoned, these systems help to prevent damage to the aircraft and the environment. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Option A is incorrect because simply monitoring the fuel quantity and turning off the fuel dump switches may not be sufficient to prevent fuel jettisoning past the limits prescribed by the FARs. Option C is also incorrect because standpipes in the fuel tanks are not typically used to prevent excessive fuel jettisoning. Q8705. Which procedure must be followed when defueling aircraft with swept-back wings? A. Defuel all the tanks at one time. B. Defuel the inboard wing tanks first. C. Defuel the outboard wing tanks first. The correct answer is C. In general, when defueling an aircraft with swept-back wings, it is recommended to begin with the outboard fuel tanks. This practice is typically followed to minimize any potential twisting effect on the wings caused by the fuel located behind the wing attachment points on the fuselage. However, it is important to consult the specific instructions outlined in the aircraft's service manual, as it may provide guidance on the preferred defueling sequence for that particular aircraft model. Q8707. Normal fuel crossfeed system operation in multi-engine aircraft. A. Calls for jettisoning of fuel overboard to correct lateral instability. B. Reduces contamination and/or fire hazards during fueling or defueling operations. C. Provides a means to maintain a balanced fuel load condition. The correct answer is C. The normal fuel cross-feed system operation in a multi-engine aircraft allows fuel to be transferred from one fuel tank to another to maintain a balanced fuel load condition. This ensures that the weight and balance of the aircraft remain within acceptable limits and helps to prevent fuel starvation of one engine due to uneven fuel distribution. 8707-2. How many vents, arranged so that they are not likely to become plugged at the same time, must be used in multi-engine fuel systems? A2, B4, C6. The correct answer is A. In the case of a single fuel tank or interconnected series of fuel tanks used in a multi-engine airplane, it is necessary to have a minimum of 2 vents for the tank. These vents are designed and arranged in a way that minimizes the likelihood of both vents becoming obstructed at the same time. This redundancy is important to ensure proper ventilation and prevent any potential fuel flow issues or pressure buildup within the tank.